Hi, this is Tony from Alika Analytics, and this is Screencast 1. And we'll be setting up a web development environment on your machine, and we'll target the discussion at kind of marketing team members who need to do stylistic type changes for their website. We'll have probably two screencasts. The first one will be a high level pass of a quick setup where you install just a few point and click type tools and just enough to get you so you can start doing some development. And then the second pass, or the second screen pass, we'll do a more professional setup. There will be more command line oriented tools, a little steeper learning curve, but those tools will give you more flexibility about what you can and can't do. Okay, so let's get started. So the tools we're going to cover in this screencast are basically described in a post on our website. And on the post on the website, we cover two basic setups. We cover one where what we call the quick tool set, and that's basically three tools, and they're all point and click. And with that three tools, you can do a fair bit of stuff. You can develop a website and share the website with some other developers and serve the website up to do some testing. The other setup, which we're not going to cover immediately in this screencast, is what I call the professional tool set, and that one uses some more online tools and command line tools, I should say, and it gives you a lot more power to use some stuff that's being shared and developed by other web developers, but has a little bit more steeper learning curve. So let's just quickly cover the three tools. They're Chrome, which is a web browser, Atom, which is an editor and also has some version controls built into it. And the version control stuff is where I'll cover that a little bit more, but you use that to collaborate with other members on your team. And Prepros, it's basically a web server for it serves up the website you're developing, and it also will do some pre-processing on special types of files that you can write at a high level, and then it'll sort of generate the more low level things that actually get used by the website. So these are the three tools, and in order to follow along with the rest of this screencast, you should install them also. Install Atom, which is actually built by a company called GitHub, and GitHub also does version control stuff, so that's why Atom has the built-in version control thing in it. And then Chrome also, good chance you already have it on your machine, but you want to install that. It's built by Google. You can download it here. And finally, Prepos. That's the only one that you can get. You don't absolutely need, but I think it's very useful to move the next step. And you can download a free trial, and the free trial will work for quite a while, and it'll just remind you it's a free trial. I ended up buying, for $21. I bought it and I use it quite a bit, even on some of this, usually on the smaller projects and sometimes on the bigger projects. So why don't you install those, and then we can carry on with the rest of the screencast. Okay, the first thing we want to do is sort of build ourselves the simplest website we possibly can. And we're going to use Atom to create our website, Chrome to browse our website, and Prepros to serve up the website. Okay, so let's make us a space to work in. Bang. Make a new folder. We'll just call it website. Great. We'll slide this off the screen so I can drag it back on and drag stuff in from that. Then what I'm going to do is start up Atom. I've got Atom here. I'll move it to take up the full screen, and I'll drag our newly created directory into Atom. So that shows our website there, okay? And I'm going to create a new file called index.html. So this is our web page. Our website to start with is just going to have one web page. It needs to have a little something in it though, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is start typing, and Atom's smart enough to show me HTML. So if I hit tab now, it'll create a template and from just having typed in HTML, and we'll save it. So now we got ourselves a little website here, and we've got to serve it up somehow. Okay, so in order to serve it up, what we're going to do is we're going to look at Prepros. Okay, so we need to start up Prepros. So Prepros, bang, it started up. Now I've got something loaded in on already. Let's remove that though. That's what I was working on before. It's gone. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just like I did with Atom, is I'm going to drag the folder in that we're working on, the website folder. Bang, we drop it in there, and now this is good. It's all ready to go, and I'm ready to now sort of browse our website. So let's do that. Let's browse the website. We'll do a preview, and bang, it's launching the website. Now there's not very much there, is there? Because our website didn't have very much in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Atom and Chrome on the same screen. So here we have Chrome, our web browser, and here we have Atom, our web editor. I want you to look up here. Since the website doesn't have a title yet, this is what shows up in the title bar when we're looking at our blank website. I'm going to put in a title here, our website, and I'm going to save it. And if you looked, see the title bar changed here. This is one of the features of the Prepros stuff. It sits there and it watches all the files in your project and looks for changes, and then if it sees a change, it'll reload your stuff. So let's just put a header in here. Bang. Our website is our header, and save it. Click. And so that's kind of how these tools are working together. Now we have our web browser, which is Chrome, and we have our editor here, which allows us to make changes, and you see it's colorizing this stuff. This editor is smart enough to know that we're writing in HTML, and it shows you the syntax and stuff. And if I were to make a mistake, well, actually it doesn't. See there, now I've got a mistake there. See how the color is not kind of right? But now I put in the title tag and the color's fixed again. So that's basically our Chrome, Prepros, and Atom browser, giving us a little environment for doing website development. Okay, it says 3 basic simple tools, minimal website environment. But I'm going to show you a little bit more in the next clip on why you really want to use the Prepros stuff and what you can do with Chrome as well. Okay. What we want to do now is see why we bothered with using Prepros. I mean, right now it's nice that it reloads our website automatically, but maybe that's not compelling enough reason to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start using a style sheet. So I'll go over here in my editor here, and I'll make a new folder. I'll call it styles, and I'll add a new file to that, and I'll call it main.css. Okay, we'll cause a new style for our header. We'll change the color to red and save it. Now it hasn't been used at all because we don't have this link in for the style, so we'll put in a link, and actually let's look up how to do a link properly. Okay, CSS link to find the right syntax for doing linking. It's really kind of simple. Bang, like this. We just copy that little sucker, and we'll put it in here in our file, and we'll link to main/styles. Sorry, styles.main.css. styles/main.css. Go over here, do a save, and if things went well, it's CSS. So we're still using CSS, but that should have changed it to red, so I must have done something a little wrong there. And yep, there. Okay, and you see it's fixed. So interestingly, now I've got these styles here, and I'm able to change the color really quickly. So we'll change it to blue, do save, and bang, it's changed to blue. I didn't have to reload the site, but we're still not to the interesting part here. The interesting is some pre-processing of files. So I'm going to use a more complicated style syntax, which if you start to build a bigger website, you're almost certainly going to use. It's called Sass or SCSS, okay? And that's what I'm going to cover very next thing. So now we want to add some CSS, not CSS, but SCSS, which is kind of a more powerful style sheet system. And what we'll do here is we're going to see how Prepros helps. So I'll do a new file, and I'll call it main, just like the previous style sheet, but I'll call it SCSS. And now what's going to happen is Prepros is going to pre-process that and generate a main.css file. So we can get rid of the one we wrote by hand, delete. We're going to move it to trash, and then we're going to edit this guy. And as soon as we save something here, it's going to update our site, and it's going to generate a new main and update our site. So let's go with pink just as a background. Save it, and there, we'll change it to pink. Okay, so we haven't really bought ourselves anything because this looks exactly like the main CSS we had before. Like, in fact, let's click on what was generated. That's the generated file, and this is the one we authored in the more complicated style sheet language. But let's use one of their little features now, and we'll call it theme color. We'll make a variable called theme color. We'll change it to orange, and we'll put in theme color here, and then save it. Now it's orange. Now why does that bias anything? Well, if you had a really big style sheet, you'd make this variable, and you can't have in the old-fashioned sort of CSS stuff variables, but in this new styling language you can have variables. And in this case I made the variable orange, and maybe it would get used all over the place. And the nice thing is I can change this in one place, and the variable then has an impact wherever it's used. So I changed the purple, and our website's purple. And the interesting thing about this is Prepros has been watching all the files, and it sees that as I edit this main SCSS file, it will generate the main, the old-fashioned style sheet. Okay, and that's one of the bonuses of having it. In addition to it reloading, it's also able to pre-process this type of file. There's a whole bunch of other type of files that there's some JavaScript and more other style sheet things, and some minifying of files and things. So I'll cover that maybe in some later case, but it's the advantage of having something like Prepros on your machine. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this to less than 15 minutes, and so this is a good time to wrap up. You basically have 3 tools installed now with point and neglect type tools. We've got Atom, Chrome, and we have Prepros. Okay, Prepros is serving up our files. Atom we can use as our basic editor, and Chrome we use for looking at our website. And as you can see, I can make changes to the website just by typing in Chrome, and if I save, then what happens is the website's going to be updated automatically. I type changes in here. In that case I just deleted something. So let's put our header back in, and presto, there we have it. So editing, and right away the website's being updated. And so there's a blog article that we have that covers this on our website, and the tools that we used are Atom for editing, Chrome for browsing, and Prepros for serving up and pre-processing the files. And we'll cover a little bit more in later screencasts, but I think that's a good point to end now.